Sam, he. Hi, you doing, Super Truckers? Alright, let me tell you what's up. So this has been a kind of a fucking fucked up week. So before this big storm of the century hit, it's like something like this hits every 125 years in the South. They had normally in Texas, South Texas, they may see snow, like a dusting of snow on their car every 10 years. They saw inches of snow. There was snow in fucking Galveston.
How much time you got left, Mike? 1 hour.
So, I was on the run towards California, out of Alabama, when this storm was fixing to hit the South. And I just made it out of West Texas, New Mexico, into Arizona, right as that shit was hitting. I made it through. Sort of like a fucking Hawaiian surfer shooting the tube, coming out, and the shit spraying, just barely getting out. I barely got out, and I made it to Southern California, delivered my load in LA. Monday I left. There's another fucking storm hitting. So now I'm going to Michigan. And I've got styrofoam panels for insulation that goes into a building, a grow house, marijuana house in Michigan. So it has to be tarped. I tarp it, 8-foot tarps. And some point in the trip, the middle of my tarp at the seam in the back split. When it split, the wind caught it, and because of the cold, the bungees aren't rubbery or flexible, they're brittle, they get hard and they break. So it ripped my tarp, and it damaged 3 of the pieces. I delivered the load, damaged. I apologized, I told them what happened. They didn't have any way to unload me, so it had to be unloaded by hand. So I helped them unload the entire trailer by hand, carrying the shit off. They gave me a C note, a $100 bill, and told me thank you, and they appreciated it, and the honesty. I had to be at my pickup yesterday by 7. No later than 7 p.m. I unloaded at 4:30, and I was about 50 miles away. Well, there's a national shortage on washer fluid. So I'm making my way to my pickup in Constantine, Michigan, and I see a Marathon over to the right. This Marathon, it had one diesel pump off to the side of it. No awning, no cover, it wasn't covered, just one fuel pump off to the side. And these types of fuel stops, you pull in, you get your fuel on one side, drag the hose over, get it the other side, then you drive around the building and right back out, like a horseshoe. Well, I wasn't getting fuel, but I thought, I'll get me some washer fluid. So I run in there, buy some washer fluid, get a couple little cans of Pringles, because I hadn't eaten all day. And I asked the guy, I said, because the parking lot was snow covered and it was pissing down the snow. And I'm 8 miles from my pickup. 8 miles. 8. That's it. He said, oh yeah, it's cleaned off. I said, okay. Go back out to my truck with my washer fluid and Pringles. Go back there, made a right turn to go around the building, and when I did, I got hung up. The snow was up over my fucking knees. So I go in and tell him I need management or the store owner or something. He gives me an email address and tells me I gotta email corporate. I said, it's your guys' parking lot. You have financial responsibility. I'm stuck on your parking lot. I came here to spend my money at your place, and now it's going to cost $1,000 for me to get out of here. Sorry. I called $750 just to hook up to me and pull me a foot. Any more work than that, it was going to be like $1,000. So I saw a guy in a Ford pickup. I said, hey man, can you help me out? Broke 2 straps, broke a 2-inch strap, and then the guy went home and got a car strap with 2 loops on the end, snapped that motherfucker. So I thought, well, I'll get my chains out. There's a concrete pole on the other side of the building, and I went over there, wrapped the pole twice with my chain, and then I got 3 more chains and hooked to it. Hooked it around the frame of my fucking truck in the front and got a ratchet out, and I started trying to ratchet it. Of course, I could only move it that far, but my ratchets were froze. I couldn't move it, so I sprayed them with WD-40, and then they were too slippery. So I'm like, fuck. So I'm getting down on myself, and I'm thinking, well, I've been here for 2 hours. It's already after 7. I'm late for my pickup. I'm just going to have to break down and pay the $1,000 to get pulled out of here. So I go to get my chains, and I pick them up, and I thought, well, fuck it. One last thing. I put all 4 chains underneath all 4 of my fucking tandems, and I fucking got in here, and I threw this motherfucker in reverse, and I fucking nailed it. And it moved about that far, and I hit the brake. I threw that motherfucker down into gear, and then I hit it going forward, and it moved about that far. And then I fucking kept doing that. And I hit it in reverse, and I fucking went. And I hit it in forward, and I went. And I hit it in reverse. And finally, I got that mother out. And then I backed that motherfucker all the way around the building, all the way back up past that fuel pump. Fucking made a left. Turned right in front of the fucking gas station, right in front of it, in front of the cars, and right out their fucking driveway. So then I was 8 miles away from picking up, and I get to my pickup, somewhere I've picked up a million times before, and I get there, and I'm like, oh, great, I made it. He goes, we're here till 11 o'clock. I'm like, cool, where'd I check in at? He goes, right here. He says, where are you going? I said, San Antonio. He's like, you sure? I said, yeah. He goes, we ain't got no San Antonio. Where are you picking up? I said, right here. He goes, oh, that's not us. That's across the street. Go to the stop sign. It's a blue building across the street. I'm like, fuck. By the time I get over there, I'm like an hour late. I'm like, how much worse can it get? I go to check in. The guy goes, okay, go back up beside the fence of the dumpster, and there's a truck up there tarping. When he's done, you see him pull out, you pull in, we'll load you up. I said, okay. So I'm waiting. Another truck pulls up, goes, checks in. About 10 minutes goes by, shipper comes out. He said, what's that pickup number you got? I give it to him. He says, huh, that driver there's got the same pickup number you got. That's the first time this has ever happened to me since I've worked here. The first time. So they double booked the load. I said, I booked this sumbitch Monday in California. This is Friday. He goes, well, let me go ask my people who he wants me to load. So I call the broker and I go over and talk to the driver. The driver was driving for the company that I got the load from. I booked it off AFC, company I worked for that fired me. The guy that pulled up was a lease purchase driver for AFC. So I called the broker, and the broker's like, oh man, that's fucked up. So we worked it out. I told him that other driver was bitching. He had a load going to Dallas paying $3 a mile, 3,000 on 1,000 miles. And the other driver, he wanted to give that guy, his driver, give me the one I was there to pick up. The other guy got on his phone to call his dispatch. I said, you know what? I'll take it. I don't give a fuck. It'll get me to Dallas. Fuck it. And so they loaded me first. And I finally got loaded. And then I PC'd to a truck stop. And that's been my week, folks. It has been fucked up. But I've been lucky. I mean, how lucky can one motherfucker be? I've been lucky. So, thank you for any angels looking upon me and guiding me. And with all that being said, Trump 2024. Let's do it.